Hello, my name is Amina and I'm your decision-making expert. And today I wanted to know what you are doing today that's impossible. What? Do the impossible? Do what you think is impossible. Listen to this. It is possible. I have one client, and I've told you about him in a couple of the videos. Last Tuesday, he sent me a text, and in that text, he showed me an app that he has for people that want to be clean and sober, and it keeps track of the days of their sobriety. Well, he started drinking when he was 17 years old. He's now almost 34. So for half of his life, he's been drinking. And guess what? On Tuesday, I got this text and I got a picture of his app, and it said 2 months of sobriety. 2 months. That is longer, he said, than he's ever been sober since he started drinking. And when we started, he believed that that would be impossible. Guess what? He is doing the impossible. 2 months, clean, sober, goes to meetings, goes to the gym, goes to work, goes to more gym, goes for walks, cleans his room, eats healthy. So, not only clean and sober, he's also lost 15 pounds. What a deal. And he's doing the impossible. So every day now after Tuesday is brand new territory. Every day he's doing something impossible. I have another gentleman, and part of his independence plan is healthy eating. And with that healthy eating, he'd like to fade away some pounds. Well, he is on vacation right now. And a few minutes ago, I got a text from him. And he reported in, said he was having a great time, had walked over 11,000 steps, was sleeping well, and for 3 times in a row, he has said, no thank you, to ice cream. He's never, he said, done that in his whole life. Ice cream was always a yes. And he decided that he was going to do the impossible also. So, imagine, apple, ice cream, apple, ice cream, and he took the apple. He took the apple, said no to the ice cream. That's his impossible. Another young woman had been working at this job. She'd gotten it. She was so excited when she got it. And it was a new business, and it just didn't turn out that the manager had really a good idea about how to do scheduling, how to work with people, and she realized it just wasn't a match. And she felt very obligated because she had come in on the ground floor of that. She was all excited, and they had hired her out of all the other people. She decided that she would do the impossible. She wrote her letter of resignation. She handed it to him. They talked a while, And she told me yesterday that it turned out so well because he had realized it wasn't a match too. So when she did her impossible, it helped him do his impossible because he really didn't want to let her go. So that was her impossible. Another impossible that a client did is followed through and has written all the songs that he wanted to do in order to make a CD. Every song. He wrote it himself. He wrote the music. He recorded it. He found somebody to do the cover. He did it. He did it. This from somebody that didn't believe he ever would be able to make a CD. Oh, he said, I could write a song here and there, but I never finish them. And I have these ideas for some music, and I write them down. And that, no, it's impossible. I can't do a whole CD. I would like to. I can't do it. Guess what? He not only can't do it, he did it. That's his impossible. If you're thinking about yourself, and I'd like you to do that right now, take some time. You're worth it. You're important. And I'd like you to consider what you've done in your life that's impossible. Maybe what you're doing right now that's impossible. Maybe it's something that you're planning to do that feels impossible right now. Think about it. And I want you to be really, if you can, appreciative. Be proud. Stand bold. And realize that you are doing impossible things too. They don't have to be big. They don't have to be big at all. One man, his impossible was that he didn't have a very good relationship with his daughter. And we talked, and he just felt really awkward and ashamed and embarrassed, and he just wasn't quite sure what to do. So we talked about all the different options, and finally the one that we came to is he said, oh, I could text her. I could text her and just say, hello. And I said, that's great. So his impossible was very little. If you look at it from the outside in, from the inside out, he did this every day for 3 months. On Father's Day, she called him and said that she would really like to have some time with her dad. And they spent Father's Day together. And he gave her a card thanking her for being a daughter so that he could be a father. All from that one simple act of saying hello and then adding I love you and then adding another sentence here and there, and to be consistent. That's the deal with impossible. The difference between possible and impossible is often just your consistency, that you just keep on doing it. Point your feet in the direction that you want and just make sure each toe is always pointing in that direction. You'll be able to do whatever you believe is impossible. Sometimes it may take a little longer. Sometimes it may go quicker than you thought. You never know. What you do know is if you do not give it a try, you do not take a risk, and you do not take that first step, what you know is it is impossible, and it will always be impossible. And I'm guessing that some of what you believe is impossible is really, really important to you. I have another client, and we talked the other day. We talked by phone. She lives pretty far away in another country, actually. And for her, she and her husband had adopted this little boy. He is now 7 years old. And he came home from school the other day. And he asked the question. And he said, Mom, Dad, who are my real parents? And they got to do their impossible. They got to explain to their 7-year-old son, whom they love with all their heart, what it's like to have two mommies and two daddies, and to have a mommy and daddy that gave them birth, and a mommy and daddy that helped them grow up. And that to them was very impossible. They were concerned about that for a long time, about what they would say, how they would say it, how he would feel about it. And what he did is he did what they thought was impossible. He just smiled, kissed them both, and said, okay, I'm going to go out and play. So they know there'll be other impossible moments of him having other questions. They also know that they've taken that first giant step into the land of impossibility. So whatever other impossibles come up, they can do it. They'll be ready. And you know what? Maybe you're more ready than you think. Maybe you're dreading something impossible, and if you just give it a try, give yourself a chance, you may just walk out, whoa, I did the impossible. I did it. I did it. That's important. That's important. Never, never give up on what you believe is impossible, because at some moment in time, everything that you've done has felt impossible. And you must have done it, because here you are, you're watching the video, we're talking together. At least I'm talking to you and you're there. So never give up on your impossible. All right? Just don't. Remember, all of these clients didn't give up, and you don't have to either. You do not have to give up. Stand boldly in your circle. Remember, every time you do something impossible, you have a story that you want to tell. I did this. It worked. And you have a life that you love so much that you want to share. Be bold. Walk up to the impossible. Say your name 3 times. Step into your circle and just go for it. Go for it. If it seems big, take a little step. Remember the man that just texted his daughter. If it comes at you and you don't expect it, go for it. Like the man and wife who had the little boy. Go for it. Go for that impossible. All right, good. Be bold. Stand in your circle. Look that impossible straight on. And use your creativity, because some part of you knows if it's something you want there's some part of you that knows you can do it. So take what you have, find out who else has what you need to teach you, to show you, to tell you. Put it all together and just go for it. All right? Great. Now I want you to come back, if you will. And I want you to know that I always will be looking for you. And I'll be thinking about you and all these impossible things going on in the world. Bravo. All right. Take care for now. Bye.